Welcome back to EU4. We're watching if Angola can survive the very cruel world that they have been put in. So far, Angola has done a tremendous job. They have pushed out all other Congo nations and may just be able to invade the Central African region or maybe even attack Kilwa. That is unlikely though for the last one. Kilwa is a very, very powerful nation with 11, 12, 10 tech versus a 10, 10, 9. It's not going to work out, just number wise. Not saying anything about that. Kilwa has like 60 some, oh no, only 30,000 troops versus Kilwa's 12. Not the best situation. Angola, though, can definitely beat up on Buha and Borneo, but the thing is that they're not colonizing. And by the time that they do, maybe Kilwa has already invested into some colonization of their own, making it up and even destroying Buha and Borneo before Angola. That is not the biggest threat to Angola, though. There are two nations that you may not clearly see from this map, but there is Portugal over here, who is also Catholic and has about the same amount of troops as Kilwa, and of course Castile over here on St. Helena. And Castile is definitely the strongest out of all the Iberian powers right now. 78,000 troops. The good thing for Angola, though, is that Spain has, or Castile, has no actual major bases near them. Castile only has these few little territories over here in the Caribbean and Mexico, saving them from possibly extermination. Portugal, though, has managed to conquer a lot of South America at the moment. They have basically isolated Argentina and Brazil. France, though, is taking over the north. If Castile does jump on soon enough, though, they may just be able to kick the French out. It's unlikely for anyone to challenge the Portuguese, but it's not impossible. And it would actually be very beneficial for Angola if someone actually does challenge them. But usually these two are very dominant in this region and don't usually get kicked out all that often. Britain and France, even though they do generally colonize the Ivory Coast and this region, the Congo region, they haven't been doing that. And that's because France has been bullied very, very badly. They have lost some of their northern territory, some of their eastern territory, some of their southern territory, and are just not looking all that great. They didn't even kick out the British. Oh, France, just keep your white flag a-hanging. Maybe one day you will actually be able to win. But this is not the day, as the British Empire has been formed. And on top of that, Britain has basically kicked out Denmark from all of their little overseas territories. On top of that, Britain, I think, they may have taken something from Denmark as well. I don't know where that would be though. It does not seem that Great Britain took anything too important from Denmark. I was actually kind of wondering if they would just take all of Norway, because somehow the British landed with virtually no problems. They had all of Denmark sieged down at some point. And on top of that, they even took all of Iceland. So it wasn't really that hard of a thought that Great Britain would just come in and take Denmark. I mean, this is the strongest I've ever seen the British this early on in the game, and it's scary. I must admit, it is scary. On top of that, the great powers at the moment are the Ottomans, Castile, Great Britain, Lithuania, France, Austria, Portugal, and Russia. So Russia's also already formed. Russia's not really an issue though. A lot of these guys aren't. It is going to be a problem for Angola that the Ottomans are powerful, because the Ottomans will eventually start coming down over here and possibly allying Kilwa and a few other potential rivals to Angola. And powerful Ottomans may in the future lead to the destruction of Angola. And who is this? Nupe. Nupe has arrived. Does Nupe know about... Ooh, what is that? What is that symbol? Oh, tributary. Gotcha. But we will definitely see if anyone can challenge Angola for really any moment. We'll just see. We'll wait. And maybe Angola will fail. Maybe they'll succeed. Who really knows? And to be honest, no one probably cares if Angola, of all nations, will win. But if they do, they'll make it to the end. Okay, so actually a conflict did come out. And it is not between Kilwa or anyone else like that, like what would progress the game at all. No, it is just between Buha and Borneo up here. Now, Buha probably declared the war because they have a huge amount of troops versus Borneo's 7,000. The thing is, though, is that this is the first time in the history of Central Africa currently, in this weird offshoot timeline thing. I don't know what to call this. But it is the first time that one of these nations actually went above 9,000 troops by themselves. And this will allow them to actually siege down level 3 forts. Or not. They just completely failed. Apparently you need 11,000 now to siege a level 3 fort. Interesting. Or, nope, never mind. Who knows what's going on over there? All I know is that there's only one fort left in all of Borneo, and that is Borneo itself. If this fort falls, well, Borneo's gone. Buha, by all other circumstances, does not just have one. They have one, they have two, and they should have a third if I look hard enough. No? Well, still, two forts. Can Buha get down a level 3 fort before Borneo can get rid of two smaller ones? That is the question. That is the question of power. Well, the race to end the forts has, well, continued. For Guru here in the south is putting up a tremendous fight, while I think Buha has actually ran out of manpower. This simply means that they can no longer gain progress on the siege, and they may actually lose troops. That will definitely not help them here in the future, and, well, Borneo should be able to get to Raguru pretty nicely and get a head start. Will that be the end of this conflict? Will Borneo, instead of Buha, take control of this region? Or will Buha actually gain enough manpower to actually take Borneo? Who really knows? But I do know one thing, and that is Buha should not have declared such a war with no manpower, but still did. And this may be the end of Buha. Okay, so Buha is of course not looking all that good. The fort at Raguru did lose, and Buha never actually managed to get any new manpower. So they were just sitting on Borneo, slowly losing troops. until eventually they hit around 4,000, and then Borneo finally kicked them out. And now poor Buha is left with 2.2 thousand troops, while peasants and noble rebels now control much of the country. And slowly Borneo may just be able to conquer the rest of this country, or of Buha. Possibly. It will definitely take some time to kick out these big rebel stacks, though, and it may even cost them many lives. Borneo does have a halfway decent manpower reserve still, so they could still, in theory, get some more troops. I don't know if they want to do that, or, oh, okay, they're just not trying to. They have officially conquered most of Buha and left them with only one fort at Raguru. This has caused some issues, though. The peasant rebels will, of course, remain and will cause many issues for Borneo. Luckily for them, though, this 11k rebel stack of pretenders will still, of course, attack Buha, since they're trying to claim the throne of Buha and not Borneo. These peasants, though, will almost certainly perish. I don't think there is much helping them. Yeah, they're about to get dunked on pretty hard. And Buha's probably just going to lose to these noble rebels. I really doubt that they're going to be able to face off against them in any sense of the word. They could try to just surrender. But I feel like the AI is too dumb to surrender. Just an idea on that one. So, that leaves us with one large idea left. How does this influence Angola? Well, there is one simple way that this does affect Angola, and that is that if one of these do conquer all of this region over here, they'll begin to start colonizing, and that may just gain a border with Angola or Kilwa. Either way, they would have to run into one or the other.